Hello everyone and welcome to your channel IELTS Perfection. In today's lesson, we're tackling IELTS Academic Writing Task 1. I'll share with you strategies, tips, and real IELTS example that will surely help you get higher scores and write with more confidence. So, if you're ready, let's get started.
What is IELTS Writing Task 1 Academic?
In this task, candidates are required to describe visual information in their own words. The visuals can include charts, graphs, tables, maps, or diagrams. The word limit is at least 150 words, and candidates should aim to complete it within 20 minutes. The task evaluates the ability to summarize, compare data, explain trends, or describe.
What strategies should be used to write a perfect response?
Number 1. Analyze the graph, bar chart, map, etc. and take some notes. You should do it in 1 to 2 minutes. Number 2. Write the introduction paragraph by paraphrasing the question prompt. It should not be more than 2 sentences. Number 3. Write an overview, a summary of the graph by the data you analyze and saw on the chart or graph. Do not include or mention any specific information in your overview, only a summary. Number 4. Group the data into 2 or 3 parts. And number 5. Note the main features for each part and write 2 separate body paragraphs by the use of lessons in this session. Check these 5 before writing your response. Number 1. Paraphrasing the task in the introduction. Number 2. Writing the general overview. Number 3. Adding the data related to location and time. Number 4. Describing important features. And number 5. Not including any personal opinions. Now, let's move on to the structure of the paragraphs and see what information we should include in each. Introduction is simply the question paraphrased. It means you should write the information in the question in your own words. Use synonyms or descriptions instead of keywords. It should not be more than 2 sentences. Keep in mind that if there are 2 diagrams, bars, or charts, you need to introduce both. Remember, you don't need to include many details about a diagram or chart. Only what you see. Time, period, or location, if mentioned in the graph, can be used in your introduction as well. Now, let's see an example of how to write an introduction only.
The table provides information about the proportion of households in 5 countries that had internet access in the years 2001 and 2006.
The overview is the most important part of your description. You should clearly write the general information that you see in the chart or graph. It is simply the summary of the main points in the graph or chart. It is normally 2 to 3 sentences long that should be written after the introduction in a separate paragraph. Keep in mind that you must not include any statistics or numbers in the overview. Now let's see an example for the general overview.
Overall, it is shown that both industries increased in terms of GDP percentage from 1992 to 2000. However, the IT industry is at a higher rate throughout this period.
The specific features normally include 2 to 3 paragraphs. You need to group the data into 2 to 3 separate parts and write detailed and precise features in each. You should describe the key features, not all of them, sharp trends, falls, rises, or fluctuations. Alright, now let's see a real IELTS question and answer. By looking at the table, we can see that there are 5 countries and they are compared in 3 different categories: food, drinks, tobacco, clothing and footwear, leisure and education. You need to note that which countries had the highest or lowest percentage in each category. For example, Turkey and Ireland had the highest expenses on food, drink, tobacco, or Sweden, for example, had the lowest spending on food and drink. Now let's see what a complete model answer for this question could be.
The given table provides information on consumer expenditure in 5 countries across 3 product categories: food, drink, tobacco, clothing, footwear, and leisure education. It is evident that the highest proportion of spending in all 5 countries was on food, drink, tobacco. while the lowest percentages were allocated to leisure education. In the category of food, drink, tobacco, Turkey and Ireland had significantly higher expenditures at 32.14% and 28.91%, respectively, compared to the other countries. Turkey also recorded the highest percentage of spending on leisure education at 4.25%, whereas Italy stood out for clothing, footwear expenses, with 9%, notably higher than the other nations. Conversely, Sweden had the lowest spending on food, drink, tobacco, 15.77%, and clothing, footwear, 5.4%. Spain, while slightly higher in these two categories, reported the lowest expenditure on leisure education at just 1.98%.
Now it's time to end the video with some useful tips. Number 1. Focus on main trends, patterns, or significant changes. For example, rises, falls, or fluctuations. Include 3 to 5 key features in your overview. Number 2. Describe the data without giving personal opinions. Keep your writing factual. Number 3. Avoid repeating words like increase or decrease. Use precise synonyms and only words you are confident about. Number 4. Use a mix of sentence types, conjunctions, and clauses to demonstrate grammatical range. Number 5. Write at least 150 words, but keep it concise and relevant. Keep studying hard, and I'll see you in the next lesson.